What's going on, guys? Welcome to tonight's isolation session, market breakdown for the week for Monday, the 24th of June. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and tweet out the links. Let me see if the volume is working properly. Let me know if you guys could hear me or not. If everything is working, let me know. Alright, let me test this out on Twitter real quick. Perfect. I hear myself on X. I hear myself on YouTube. Really good. Okay, cool. Alright, let me pull up the chats and then we'll get started, guys. What's good, Muhammad? Welcome to the stream, my brother. Appreciate you being in here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great night, actually. It's already fucking 12 a.m. for you, man. Gonna give everybody another minute. Well, 2 minutes. We'll start at should we give them 3 minutes? Fuck it. We'll give everybody 3 minutes to join. We'll start at 7:05. We'll give everybody 3 minutes to join. We'll take this time to let you guys know that you guys could join the Discord completely free once again, as we say every stream. We do 2 daily live streams Monday through Friday. We do a live stream on the weekend. Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and then another stream, this streamed isolation, at 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then we also do a weekend stream, which is the weekly market breakdown. And we also do free one-on-one sessions. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys could join up in the Discord. The link will be in the chat in a couple seconds here. Make sure you guys join up in that. Take advantage of it. Gonna give everybody another 2 minutes here to join and then we'll get started. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Anything you guys want to ask, if you guys want me to go over a specific pair that we're not going to be looking at, let me know. The pairs we're going to focus on today in these sessions are the pairs that we look at during the live trading session, which is AU, EA, ECAD, EU, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, US30, USDCAD, ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and oil. But again, if you guys have any other questions about any other pairs, let me know. We will be going on order from the top to the bottom, so if you guys want to look at gold, we'll go over gold. It'll just be one of the last pairs that we go over, but we will go over it. But again, any questions at all, let me know. If it's something that you guys don't understand, something that you guys want me to explain again, let me know. If not, once we go over through these pairs, then we'll be done for the night, and then we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Let's check out DXY. I got you with DXY. Yeah, I don't know if you were here when I first said what I said, but DXY is not a pair that I look at, but we will look at it towards the end of the stream. I do have it on this list, I believe. Actually, no, I think I deleted it to look at Unify. Let me delete Amazon here. DXY out of here. I won't forget, I promise. DXY is one that I should have marked up too, because this is one that a lot of people tell me to look over. I just don't remember which server I have it on for. DXY. Yep, there you go. No problem, David. I appreciate you being here. Alright, so yeah, DXY, I won't forget, I promise. We'll go over that towards the end of the stream. Alright, so we're going to start off with AU. Again, this is the isolation session. We're not taking any trades here. This is just me updating my charts. I usually trade NYC session from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Again, that is live streamed on X and on YouTube as well. All the streams are live streamed on X and on YouTube. So, you know, if you guys are interested in watching the live trading sessions, we'll be live Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So, we'll start off with AU. Sorry, give me 1 second before I start. I think I posted the link everywhere, right? Alright, we're good. Alright, so AUDUSD. We know we're in an overall market makers pattern downtrend. We're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the bottom. Zooming in, we know we have a month of counter rise, and right now we can see we're in a zone of consolidation when we zoom in and we go down to the lower time frames. Right, going into the 4 hour, we know again price is just moving sideways. We're in a range, consolidation zone, rejecting the lows, reject the highs, went back to the middle, rejected the highs, went back to the bottom, rejected the lows, rejected the highs, went back down to the bottom. Right now price is just consolidating, just moving sideways. 30-minute time frame, what do we see? We had 2 days of drop, today being the third day. Price gave us a new low and gave us a push to the top side. So now, what do we know? When price gives us a drop rise, especially when we're in a downtrend, could we be expecting price to give us that 4-day variation, that 4-day low? It could happen. Now, there's 2 things here that I'm seeing as to why I'm not going to be expecting price to continue this push down to the bottom. The first thing being that in the 30-minute time frame, we're now making higher highs, higher lows, right? The second thing is the fact that we're on the 800 EMA. What do we know about the 800 EMA? Is where price respects and then starts continuing that push to the top side. Internal time frame, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high to where we're at now. So at this point, for me to expect price to give us a new low, I'm going to need to see price break these lows down here. If we break these lows, then we'll see a retest, right? A little break retest to continue this push back down to the bottom, or to continue making these higher highs and higher lows, I need to see a break of these highs over here. Same thing, just inverted. We'll have a break retest to continue this push back to the top side. So AU right now, those are the 2 zones I want to keep an eye on to see what price wants to do. Again, any questions you guys may have, let me know. If not, we'll go over this pretty quickly, and then once we're done, we'll see you guys in the morning. So EA, we're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. In an uptrend, we're looking for that third push to the top side. We know we had 3 months of drop this month. Could be expecting price to give us a little no net or a month of rise. We already know our first point of interest, projected point of interest was the 800 EMA. The fact that price came down, already rejected these lows and started to push to the top side is looking good. But what do we know? The daily time frame still making lower lows and lower highs. In the 4-hour time frame, still making lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price consolidated, gave us a lower high, broke below, made a lower low, retested the zone consolidation, and just continued to make lower lows and lower highs. So right now, we know that Euro AUD is not in the best place to look for buys because price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. Now, going into the 30-minute, we can see that. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, all the way down to lower low. And price finally gave us a little change of character, higher high to the top side. We know that on Monday, right, price gave us a no net. So we do not have a 372, right? We don't have a 2-day continuation looking for a third day. This is just 1 day of rise that price gave us today. We only have a change of character. What do we know about a market shift? After a change of character, if price gives us a break of structure, Meaning we had lower low, lower high, lower low, or I'm sorry, higher high, change of character. If price gives us a higher low, higher high, we know we could take these trades to continue to push to the top side. But because we only have a change of character, could price come back up to this 30-minute zone and continue that push to the bottom side to continue to give us that external lower low, lower high, lower low, and this could be considered the lower high to continue to push down to the bottom? That could happen. So very similar to AU at this point. Let's go back and delete some of these drawings so we have space to look at what we need to look at. If price decides to break above this zone over here, we'll be looking for those buys. But if price breaks these lows down here, then we'll be looking for price to go short, right? We'll be looking for those sells. Going down to the next pair, EURCAD, daily time frame. We know we are in V1, we're in the first zone of consolidation in an uptrend. So again, knowing that we're at the top of the zone of consolidation, that already tells us this is not the best place to look for a trade. And we'll draw that out. What do I mean by that? In a zone of consolidation, when price is moving sideways, right? If you want to look for buys in a zone of consolidation, where do you want to look for those buys? Do you want to look for those buys at the top of the zone of consolidation, or do you want to look for those buys at the bottom? And vice versa. If you're looking for sells, are you looking for those sells at the top of the zone of consolidation, or are you going to be looking for those sells at the bottom of the zone of consolidation? Right? So understanding that we're looking for overall buys and price right now in the daily time frame, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation, that already tells us this isn't the best place to look for buys. Not only that, when we go to the 4-hour time frame, what do we see? We're still making higher high, higher low, and higher high, and price internally, right? If we zoom it in a little bit, we see still lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, all the way back down to the lower low. We go down to the 30-minute time frame. What do we see? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So once again, we know that in the internal time frame, we're still making lower lows, lower highs. We know that in the external time frames, which is the 4-hour, the daily time frames, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. So will we be expecting price to continue to make uptrend pushes or downtrend pushes? Downtrend pushes, because price is still making lower lows and lower highs. So because of that, again, similar to the other pairs, it's very simple, right? This one, instead of looking at these highs up here, because we do have imbalanced candles going down, we'll be looking at this high here. If price could break above these highs and give us a clean break and a retest, then we know price is going to want to come up to cover these imbalances up. But if price breaks these lows down here, then we know price is going to want to continue the downtrend push back down, not only to the 30-minute lows, and everything is color coordinated, you guys will notice that. The red boxes are the 30-minute time frame, the blue box is the 4-hour, and the daily boxes are gray, right? So let's go back to the 4-hour so you guys can see. Could we be expecting, if price breaks below our 30-minute low, could we be expecting price to go back into our 4-hour lows, and then once price gets down to these lows, this is where price will make its mind up again, make a decision whether or not it wants to respect the lows to continue to push to the top side, to respect the higher low, or is going to break below the lows to give us a steeper pullback. Right? So right now we just got to be patient. We got to wait for the confirmations. We have to wait to see what price wants to do. Go on to the next one. Again, guys, any questions, you can stop me at any time. If not, I'm just going to assume you guys understand everything and we'll continue to go. And again, every single pair I trade, whether they're currency pairs, metals, indexes, crypto, major Forex pairs, energies, right, like US oil, anything like that, they're all traded the exact same way. Even the option pairs, right? Any company stocks that I trade them the exact same way. I look at the market maker's pattern, I look for engulfing candles, exhaustion candles, I look for the same exact entry opportunities in every single pair that I trade. So it's nothing that I'm doing differently, it's all the same thing. So Euro USD, this is one that we're in an overall uptrend. We know we're in V1 in the first zone of consolidation, and we're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. Perfect. Again, in a zone of consolidation, if you want to look for buys, where do you want to look for those buys? You want to look for those buys at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. So that's exactly where we're at right now for Euro USD. However, just zooming in again a little bit, what do we see? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now. So I want to zoom in a little bit to see if we have an engulfing candle anywhere here, which we don't. We have red, red, green, but it's not an engulfing green candle. In the 4-hour time frame, same thing. What do we see? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. In this lower high, in the 4-hour time frame, price consolidated, broke below the low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now. The fact that price in these lower lows, the fact that price respected these lows gives us our first indicator that, okay, price is most likely going to give us a steeper pullback. It's going to continue this uptrend push. Now in the 30-minute time frame is where we want to start seeing that confirmation. We know that we're still trading between this low, this high. This low broke and gave us a lower low, but we know that again we're still trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. Price drifted away from our 30-minute low, made higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So let's look at the internal time frame. We know that we were trading between this low and this high, and then price broke, gave us a low, lower high, lower low, and then price broke and gave us an internal change of character to give us this high and this low. So now we know that we're trading between the internal low and the internal high. At this point, what do I want to see? For us to look for a valid push back to the top side, this is where I want to start looking for price to break above here. Once price breaks above here, there's two things that I want to keep an eye on. The first thing is, again, the 800 EMA. We already know that this high up here, if price breaks these internal highs here and get to the 800 EMA, not only are we going to be looking for price to break above these highs, but we're also going to be looking for price to break above the 800 EMA. Right? Because if price breaks above here, but it doesn't break above this high over here, price could always turn back around and go down. But if price breaks and it gives us a little retest, then we know we're going to continue that push back up to the top side. 30-minute engulfing, let's see. We're at here on EU. Right, we have a green, green, red. Right, bottom and top candle on, or bottom and top wick for both. Bottom and top wick for this red. Right, so we have a little engulfing candle here. Right? Then here, we go down to the break, right? We have a red, red, green as well. So at this point, at the break, bullish, retested and drifted. Yep. So we have this engulfing candle here at the break. Gave us a nice little retest towards the end of the day, around 4 p.m. Price went up and started going, drifting away. Internal, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. So this is where, again, right, looking at the overall market structure and the overall shift, right? So let's break this down a little bit further. So daily time frame. Yes, we're at the low of consolidation, but again, what are we still making? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? In the 4-hour time frame, we know we're still making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And this is where price gave us a little higher low, respected the lows. Cool. Respected the lows, we also have 3 weeks of drop. right? Let's actually confirm this because this is a pair that we had to confirm whether or not it was going to be a no net or a drop. So did it give us a drop? It did. Very, very close to a no net, but I am sure it gave us a drop, right? Yep, a drop. So we know already that this week we're expecting price either give us a no net or a rise. So the fact that price already started drifting to the top side is a good sign, right? It's looking good. Now in the 30-minute time frame, again, overall we know we're still trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. However, price went back into these lows, tapped into our 30-minute lows, and then started drifting away, and it gave us a change of character higher high to where we're at now. Not only that, today, right, we had a 15-minute range. What did price give us? It gave us a 15-minute zone of consolidation. Price broke and it gave us a type 2 pattern, right? Once you break and just continue to push back up to the top side. So at this point, there's two zones I want to keep an eye on, which is, again, is going to be these highs up here and these lows down here. Could price come back down into this zone and give us a nice pull, a nice retest of the engulfing candle? It could, right? And this is where internally we want to stay vigilant, right? We have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us lower low, right? Lower high, equal lows, right? We're not going to say this is lower low. So we're going to say all of this is part of the same trend, right? Lower low, lower high. So at this point, we see we have an internal double bottom. If price respects, we'll draw a line on this one. If price respects the double bottom that's over here in the 5-minute time frame, this is where we'll see price continue that push back up to the top side. So this one is definitely going to be interesting. But again, the fact that we have these external highs up here, the fact that we have the 800 EMA, this is one where we have to wait for price. We have to wait for price. I think move can continue into the next day. If this came in the future, I'll take it, right? Yep, 100%. Right, 100%. Because you could also just think about it in like what you were saying, right? We could think that price is going to continue on to the next day. So if price, right, today it gave us a day of rise, it gives us this little retest of the 30-minute. If tomorrow it gives us a second day of rise and it does exactly what we have here, that it breaks above the 800, it breaks above this previous high, then we already know that going into Wednesday, it's just going to give us a simple 372. Right, not only is it going to give us a simple 372, but we also know, if we just look on the left hand side of our screen, we know that we have all these imbalanced candles when price was pushing down to the bottom side. So we know that price eventually, again, it doesn't have to happen this week, it doesn't have to happen the next day, but we know that eventually price is going to want to come up to cover these imbalances again, right? But another thing I want you to just stay vigilant about is the fact that we have this 4-hour low already so close to where price is at. We could also see that this is where price is giving us an internal zone of consolidation. This is where price is moving sideways, right? Because this is where price is giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Price consolidated, gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, price consolidated, higher high, higher low. So there's a few things to keep an eye on Euro USD. This is definitely a pair right now that is not the easiest to look at, but when you start dissecting it, again, we understand that in the daily time frame, yes, even though we're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, yes, we could see lower lows and lower highs, even though we rejected where price is at now, and it looks like, oh, this is a double bottom. What do we know? We're still making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? And now in the 30-minute, even though yes, internally we broke and we got a change of character higher high, not only do we have the 800 EMA, not only do we have a structure high, but we also know that we're in a zone of consolidation in the 30-minute time frame. right? So the fact that, again, the fact that we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in the 30-minute time frame is also another reason why I'm not 100% confident in this trade. Now, there's a whole bunch of rules, but the main thing is STP. If STP hasn't been hit, like let's say this engulfing candle would have happened somewhere else, and you would get a simple retest to go to STP, then we know that's a simple trade, beautiful trade, right? Beautiful execution. You know, you had a type 2 pattern, price consolidated, broke above. You're looking for a retest. If an engulfing candle would have happened here on a retest, then you know you could take that retest to continue to the top side for STP. But the fact is that now that price is at the top of this zone of consolidation where price is just moving sideways, again, when you're looking for buys, do you want to look for buys at the top of the zone of consolidation, or do you want to look for them at the bottom, right? And this goes for any strategy, right? For ICT traders, right? For fair value gap traders, if for, you know, just simple pattern traders, if you're trading double bottoms or double tops, do you want to take that double bottom at the top of the zone of consolidation or at the bottom? Do you want to enter that fair value gap going bullish at the top of the zone of consolidation or the bottom, right? It's really all about market structure. So as long as you're following market structure and you're keeping an eye on it, it's going to make trading a lot easier, right? You're going to be able to see where the best trades are going to be at, where the least probable trades are going to be at, but we have to wait for price to do what it has to do at the end of the day anyway. Let me know if that makes sense, Mohammed. If not, I'll try to explain it in another way. But to answer your question, you know, again, if you see this entry again in the future, you could take it. But just stay vigilant, right? Just focus on, okay, is price drifting away from it? You know, is it continuing to make higher highs and higher lows? Or is it doing what it's doing now, which right now price is just moving slow, because we know that it's just the start of the market now, right? The start of the session. At this point, if price goes back and hits, like let's say you move your stop loss to break even, if it hits your break even, it is what it is, right? We already know that if price comes back into the engulfing candle, then it's no longer a strong zone for an entry. The only thing that stopped was because of STP. Yeah, exactly. And that's honestly the biggest thing about it. Again, like, could you take this entry after STP? Yeah, you could take it, but you know that you're not gonna get, you know, you're not gonna get 40 pips out of this entry. You know, you'll probably get a few pips, right? So 13 pips is not bad, right? You're getting in total, right? Let's say you get 14 pips and you're risking 6 pips, right? 6 to 5 pips is not bad. It's not a bad end of the day. So regardless, right? Market structure really is the key for this one, which is, again, the fact that we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in this 30-minute time frame before we could continue to look for an entry, right? Since we didn't get any opportunities here at the bottom, for us to continue to look for another entry, we have to wait for the confirmations, which again, our confirmation that price will continue to go up based on this trend is going to be once we break above the zone of consolidation. Take a sip of water, man. Holy hell. That was a lot of talking we did there, huh? JK, is not water, it's some Jack and Coke. I deserve it. Alright, so GA. We know we're in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation. We were in the middle of the zone of consolidation. Again, we understand that the middle of the zones of consolidation, this is where the market makers are collecting contracts, right? Trapping traders. So we see currently, even though again we're in V2, we're in an uptrend, an overall uptrend, what do we know about price? Price consolidated up here at the top of the zone of consolidation and started giving us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us a fake out, right? This is not a break of structure. It gave us a fake higher high, which we could see in the 4-hour time frame, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, price consolidated, broke above our zone of consolidation to give us the lower high, right? The fake break of structure, where again price consolidated once we reached the zone, did not give us a clean break of structure. None of these candles are clean break of structure. These are all testing candles, and we started going back down, lower low, lower high, to where we're at now, lower low. So the fact that the daily time frame is making lower lows and lower highs, the 4-hour is making lower lows and lower highs, and the 30-minute is making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, back into this lower high, what are we looking for? Right? For us to continue to look for price to go up, we need to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. And price gave us, is this a day of rise? I think it's, yeah, it is. Right? Gave us a slight day of rise. So right now we have to wait for what? We need to see price break above this zone for us to continue to look for higher highs and higher lows. And very similar to EU, what do we have? The 800 EMA. So GA is one right now. There's really nothing here for me to mark that's that really interesting. We don't have any engulfing candles. We don't have any, there's no market shift. Price is still making lower lows and lower highs. So once again, as most of you guys know, I do not trade going against the trend. If the overall market maker's pattern is uptrending, I'm only looking for longs, and vice versa. If the overall market maker's pattern is downtrending, right, I'm only looking for shorts. So the fact that GA is still making lower lows and lower highs, I will not be trading this until we turn around and we start getting those higher highs and higher lows. GCAD, we're in V1, we're in the first zone of consolidation. We finally broke above it. So now we know we're in level 2, right? In level 2, we know we want to see price bounce off the 200 EMA. We know that price right now is still making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. What do we know after we make a higher high? After we get a break of structure, we're looking for a pullback. So perfect. Price is doing exactly what it needs to do. Price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price started going down. It gave us a lower low where price is at now. We have 2 weeks of counter drop. And if we go down to the 30-minute time frame, what do we see? We still see lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us a zone of consolidation. So going back to what we talked about this morning and what we've talked about pretty much off stream. In this zone of consolidation, did we break above the highs? Right? Keep in mind, what's a real break of structure? What creates a real break of structure? Just because, right? Just because this first green candle here broke above the zone does not mean it's a break of structure. Right? A break of structure, what does it look like? This is a green candle, right? Just because this candle broke above the zone does not mean it's a break of structure. Now, let's say the next candle is a green candle and it did this, right? And it closed above the zone, it closed above the wick, is not touching the zone. This would be a break of structure, and this is when we'll start looking for the next candle to come back into the zone, give us a retest, to then continue the push to the top side, right? To then continue the push to the top side. If a candle, right? Let's draw out another example. Again, the first green candle or red going down, it goes both ways, is touching the zone. And the next green candle or the next candle isn't touching the zone, but it didn't close above the first green candle, this is still testing, right? This is still a testing candle. These are not break of structures, right? Or if this candle is still touching the zone, but it did close above, right? This is still a testing candle because it's still touching the break of structure zone. So going back into what the candles did now, let's look at it. Right? Again, remember, a real break of structure is when that next candle is not touching the zone and if it closes above that first green candle. So testing that out, right? This first green candle, testing, is the first green candle above the zone. This second green candle here, did it close above the first green candle? No. The wick went above, it closed below. The next green candle, did it close above? Yes. But what is it doing? It's still touching the break of structure line. So these are still testing candles. What did price do? It went down, back into the zone, closed as a red candle, is still testing. The next candle was a green candle. Did it break above the previous green candle? No. It's still testing. The next candle was a red candle that did the exact same thing. It closed above the zone, but it still didn't close above that wick. And then what did price do? It went right back down to the bottom. right? Hit everybody's stop loss. Everybody who thought that this was going to be a simple higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Everybody who got into this trade here and their stop losses were down here thinking that price was going to continue this push to the top side, what did price do? Whoop, it went down, swept these traders, had their stop losses. Goodbye, we'll see you tomorrow. Right? That is what a zone, not only is that what a zone of consolidation looks like, but again, that is what break of structures are supposed to look like. A break of structure is not only because this green candle went above the zone, we're going to start looking for buys. That is not a break of structure. That's a testing candle. You want to make sure that this is what you see in the break of structure. You want to make sure that the second green candle or whatever candle comes next, you want to make sure that it closes above that first candle, that first confirmation. Or if it's in a downtrend, you want to make sure it closes below that first red candle. Right? If it doesn't do any of that, and if it does something like this, if it does something like this, you know that is not a break of structure. So the fact that GCAD is still making lower lows and lower highs, and we are still in this zone of consolidation, just moving sideways. Again, GCAD is in another situation just like GA that I'm not looking for any trades until it gives us a confirmation that price wants to break above and continue. Right? Till then, we're just in this zone of consolidation, just moving sideways. GJ's in peak high territory, very similar to gold and US30. So this is another pair that I don't have a lot to break down in. We're just in the highest point in the market at this point, still making higher highs and higher lows. In the 30-minute time frame, we have fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of price just going up, still making higher high. At one point, right, higher high, higher low, higher high. Price gave us a change of character, lower low. Then it went up, gave us a change of character, higher high. Then it went back down and gave us a change of character, lower low. And then internally, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. All the way back up, higher high, right? Little zone of consolidation. Higher low, higher high. I'm not going to count this wick, right? Higher low, higher high. So at this point, we still know that all of this is part of the same trend. We know that we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. We also know that in this 30-minute high, we're in the 4-hour high, we're in the daily high. So at this point, if price does something like this, where we could see a change of character, break of structure, then we know we could take these trades here to continue the push down to the bottom. If not, they're just going to keep it simple the same way they've been doing it the entire time. Break of structure, get the retest, right? This is a pretty steep pullback, but you know, if you're trading the right way, you have your stop loss below the zone, a little entry on the retest, right? To continue higher high, higher low. You have this break, right? And at this point, we're waiting to see what price wants to do. Does it want to use this double top? But we know that if we want to use this double top, what do we want to see? We want to see the break, right? Which is a change of character, break of structure, and this is where we'll take a trade to continue the push down to the bottom. If not, again, we're just going to continue to see the break of the highs and make higher highs and higher lows. Again, any questions, let me know, guys. GU, we're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation in an uptrend, but what do we know? We're at the top of the zone of consolidation. So again, we already know this is not the best place to look for a trade. We also know that in the daily time frame, we're in the zone of consolidation. In the 4-hour time frame, we zoom in just a little bit. We also see that we're in this zone of consolidation as well, still making lower low, lower high, lower low to where we're at now, lower high. In the 30-minute time frame, what do we see? Low, high, lower low, lower high, all the way back down to the lower low. So again, very similar to the other pairs with the 800 EMA. The fact that price is on the 800 EMA right now, what do we want to see? Not only would I want to see price break above these highs to continue this push, but I also want to see price break above the 800 EMA to continue this push back to the top side to the 30-minute highs. But again, we're still making lower lows, lower high, lower low. So could this be the lower high here? And could this be where price is just going to continue this downtrend push back down to the bottom? Absolutely. And again, why could that be? Because we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in the daily time frame. In the 4-hour time frame, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. And in the 30-minute, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. So what do we have to look for? We have to wait for the shift to happen in the market structure. We have to continue to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. If we enter a buy when the market is still giving us lower lows and lower highs, what do you guys think is going to happen? Right, we're going to lose that trade. So we have to wait for the market to make up its mind and let us know what price wants to do. US30 daily time frame, again very similar to GJ and gold. We're in peak high territory. We know that we're in the zone of consolidation at the top of the zone. Price is just faking traders out, thinking it's gonna, right, if we zoom in, right, faking traders at the lows, thinking it's gonna break the lows to continue the push, then it goes right back up to the top side. Fake traders at the highs, thinking that it's gonna continue the push to the top side, and then it continues to go to the bottom. Does the same thing, faking out traders at the lows, faking out traders at the highs, going back down to the middle, right, gave us a zone of consolidation, broke above the high, gave us a nice retest to continue, right, making higher highs and higher lows. In the 30-minute time frame, we could see that, right, rejecting the lows, rejecting the highs, going back down to the middle, rejecting the highs again, going back down to the lows, rejecting the lows. At the top, it gave us a zone of consolidation. It broke above our zone of consolidation, right? Then price broke above our external consolidating zone, which is here. Then price again at the break, instead of giving us a break and retest, it gave us a zone of consolidation. Broke above, gave us a retest. This retest was really nice today, to then continue the push up to the top side. So we're still making higher highs and higher lows. So US30 at this point, what do we want to see? We're either going to look for a continuation, or we're going to be looking for these zones here. If price breaks below these lows here, then we'll know we'll look for something like this to continue this push to the bottom. But if price breaks above our 30-minute high, then we'll know we'll look for price to continue the push to the top side, to go into our 4-hour high, which again is the blue box that we have at the top, to continue the higher high and higher low that we have. We're almost done here, guys. We have 4 pairs. I really have to go to the bathroom real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. My bad, guys. I'm back. Right, so USDCAD is another pair that's in V2, the second zone consolidation in an uptrend. But where are we currently? At the top of the zone consolidation. Not only that, we zoom in and we go to the 4-hour time frame, but we know that we're also consolidating in the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, we could still see internal higher highs and higher lows, but now at these highs, at the top of the zone of consolidation, the overall time frame, right, rejected the highs and we started consolidating. So what did we want to see? If price would have given us a break of these highs and then would have given us this pullback, then we know we could have taken a trade down here to continue the push to the top side. But instead, it rejected the highs and started giving us lower low, lower high, to where we're at now, lower low. Right? In the 30-minute time frame, we could see that. We made higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price started giving us lower low, lower high, and then broke all of these lows here to give us a lower low. So currently, what do we want to see? Again, very, very, very easy. before we could continue to see price push to the top side, before we could enter any trades going long, what do we want to see? We want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. So at this point, if price breaks above these highs here, then we know we could take a trade going into a lower low into a lower high, right? We know we could look for that push to the top side somewhere around this area, right? On the other hand, if price breaks below these 30-minute lows, then we know we'll push back down to the bottom, into the bottom of the zone of consolidation that we're in the 4-hour time frame down here. USD ZAR is similar to USD CAD in V2, but right now we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation, and we can still see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. In the 4-hour time frame, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And in the 30-minute, what do we see? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character, lower low, change of character, higher high, change of character once again. So at this point, USD ZAR is keeping it more simple for us than any other pair. If price breaks up and gives us a higher high retest, then we know we'll continue to see the push back to the top side. But again, we want to stay aware of the 800 EMA. Could price come back up into these 30-minute highs and then continue the downtrend push? 100%. Right? Even though, right, we zoom in, yeah, we have an engulfing candle here, right? Where are we in this zone in this engulfing zone? Right? We're trading between in the middle of the high and the low. So we know that this isn't a valid placement for an engulfing candle. So USD ZAR, we'll have to wait it out. We'll continue to monitor these pairs, right? Going into tomorrow morning, right? A lot could change. Missing two more pairs here, and then we'll do DXY. Mr. David, I got you. I didn't forget about you, I promise. So gold, we're in peak high territory again, similar to US30 and GJ. We're in peak high territory, still making higher highs and higher lows. Within the higher highs and higher lows, though, we know price is moving sideways, just in the zone of consolidation. So price rejected the highs, rejected the lows, rejected the highs, went back down to the bottom, rejected the lows, making lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price went up and gave us a lower high. In the 30-minute time frame, in this lower high, not only did it give us a zone of consolidation and it broke below the zone of consolidation, but this already looks like what? Right? If you're a pattern trader, you're probably looking at this as a flag post pattern. Right? If you're a Fibonacci trader, you're also looking at this to be retracing to the 38.2 Fib retracement. So right now we have to wait for that retracement. Not only that, we have the 800 EMA, making it super simple for us. Price is still giving us internal higher highs and higher lows. So right now we don't have any clear entry for this. We also don't have any engulfing candles to really look at. So we just got to be patient, right? Could we be expecting a 38.2 retracement back to the top side to then start the downtrend push to the bottom? 100%, right? Vice versa, if price breaks above these highs here and gives us a break retest to continue the push back to the top side, then we'll see that as well. We know that we have imbalanced candles all the way at the top going to the bottom, right? Could price break these highs here to continue to cover these imbalanced candles? It could happen. But we have to wait for those confirmations. And those confirmations, again, we have higher high, higher low, higher high to the top side. So if price doesn't give us this retracement back to the 38.2, if it doesn't give us an engulfing candle, if it doesn't give us internal change of characters, break of structures, what I'll be looking for is for price to break below these lows down here. And this is where I'll look for my entries going short. So those are two entry zones. It's either going to be the 38.2, and once we get the 38.2, we'll look for that change of character, break of structure to continue to push to the bottom. Or if we do not reach it, if we don't reach the 38.2 and we just continue this downtrend push, then I'll be looking for the break of these lows to continue to push back down to the bottom. Bitcoin, I don't really well, markets don't close for another, I think, hour for crypto. So this is another one. We know we're in a zone of consolidation. Price hasn't broken below the low of consolidation yet. In the 4-hour, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. I want to see the 1-hour real quick. Right, in the 30-minute time frame, what do we know? We're still making lower lows and lower highs. So for this one, right now, we got to wait it out. we had a previous break of structure, right, and made all of this as part of the same trend. So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high up here. And then the last pair that we have here on our list is US oil. Overall time frame, we know we're in a downtrend. We're in A1 in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the bottom. We're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. So again, this is where the market makers are collecting contracts, and we can see that. Made everybody believe that this little zone of consolidation, we go down to the lower time frame, right? Made everybody believe that this was a break and a retest to continue to push down to the bottom. And what did price do? It went back up to the top side, hit everybody's stop loss, right? Could it be doing the same thing now in an uptrend to make people believe that this is where price is going to continue to make higher high, higher low, higher high, and then make everybody believe that this is where price is going to continue to push to the top side and then go back down? It could happen. But right now we have to wait it out. We know that we're in the zone of consolidation. So what are we going to be looking for? We're either going to look for price to do something like this to continue down, or we'll get the break and the retest to continue to push to the top side. Very simple today for US oil. Now for DXY, let me go to this list, right, and we'll look at DXY. So DXY is not one that I have marked all the way, but it is, I do have market structure here, right? We have higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price went down and gave us a change of character, lower low. And instead of just giving us a simple lower low, lower high, and to go back down into a lower low, it gave us a lower low and then consolidated, right? Gave us a rejection of the lows, rejections of the highs, rejection of the lows, and then price internally, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high to where we're at now in the higher low. So now that we can see that in the 4 hour, here in the 30-minute, what do we see? Lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, lower low, ran out of, come on, right? Lower low, because this broke here, and then price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high to where we're at now in the higher low. So the fact that price gave us a change of character, break of structure, retest, we already know this is push 1, push 2, push 3. The fact that price, right, let's add a line here. The number one thing you want to look at, did price give you a real break of structure? Remember, we talked about that a few pairs ago, right? Did price give you a real break of structure? Let's look at it. Testing candle. This green candle is a testing candle. So with that green candle, the next candles after it, which is this green one, did it close above the first green candle? No. Not only did it not close above the candle, but it's still touching the zone. The next candle after that is a red candle, still touching the zone. The next candle after that is a green candle, still touching the zone, but it closed above. So perfect. This green candle is still testing. So the next candle we want to see for it to be a confirmation is another green candle that not only is it not touching the zone, but it closes above. That next green candle, did it give us a break of structure? No. Then price went back into the zone, right? And continued lower low, lower high, into the lower low. So the fact that price gave us a fake break of structure again of these highs, could we be expecting price to continue to push to the bottom side? 100%. Right? 1000%. So this is what we want to look for. Right now in the internal time frame, again, we know that we're trading overall between this 30-minute low down here and these 30-minute highs up here. So we also know that we have imbalanced candles to the downside. Could we be expecting very similar to gold, right? Could we be expecting a 38.2 retracement? Could this be a position right here? Something like this. This would be a position. I'll put it above the 800. So I'll be looking at something like this if I were to be trading DXY. Another zone I want to just take into consideration, if price decides to come back up, if it breaks above these highs, delete this real quick. If price decides to break these highs, then we know we'll have a break retest to the back to the top side. If not, we'll also be looking for a re-entry down here to continue this downtrend push to these lows down here. I hope that made sense, Mr. David. Let me know if it did. If it didn't, also just let me know. I'll try to explain it in a better way. But if you guys don't have any other questions, great session. Thank you, Muhammad. I appreciate it. If you guys don't have any other questions, guys, then we're done for the night. And we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, any other questions you guys have, anything you guys want me to explain, let me know. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. for the live trading session. See you tomorrow, Amr, brother. We'll see you tomorrow. Let me know. I'll give you guys another few minutes here to ask the questions if you guys have any. Again, if not, we'll be done for the day and we'll be back tomorrow morning. Where am I hearing that from? Alright, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. If you guys watch the recordings, you guys could always hit me up on X, hit me up on Discord, hit me up on Instagram, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. See you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.